Did you watch Crawford versus Canelo the other day? I hope so, because it was a pretty monumental fight to see somebody of Canelo's star power take on a fighter who is so very dangerous, but many people wrote off because he's that much smaller. Now, if you managed to watch it, you would note that Crawford, while not dominating the fight, did win. And a lot of people would go, well, what was the biggest factor? What was the big difference? And something that I noted that is actually very pertinent to the course I'm doing right now at Strike Ready is the difference in movement. Now, Canelo, being the bigger fighter and thinking probably that he was going to be able to damage Crawford just based strictly on the size difference, he just kept his hands up and just kind of trucked forward. He did that very Mexican style thing, but I guess he's always been a fighter like that for the most part. Whereas Crawford decided to take the southpaw stance, and instead of standing there and exchanging, of course he did it a few times, but instead of doing that the whole time, he was in motion. He was moving. He would hit, he would move. Very, very rare where you would see him flat-footed and not in motion. Taking those angles, taking that movement is very important, but here's the thing that many people do incorrectly, and I'm sure you've run into somebody like this at the gym. People run. They run, they run, they run. They're using their movement in a way that makes them seem like they don't want to even engage. It's very frustrating when you're trying to engage with somebody and they're just all over the place. Now, what I think would have been better for Canelo was to just initiate a little bit more movement. Maybe get Crawford to try moving forward a little bit more to get on that attack, and then for Canelo to get that head off the center line and then to start putting his combos together, because as Crawford is moving forward, it's going to be very difficult for somebody on that forwards motion to stop and start moving sideways, right? When I'm here and I'm hitting and I disengage, then I can move to the side. When somebody is chasing me, I can stop them and then move to the side. But once I've started moving forward and the person counters, that's a different story. And that's not what we saw Crawford or Canelo do. Now, you know, easier said than done. It's always easier said than done after the fact. And Crawford is a once, let's say in a generation, but once in a decade kind of fighter. That is just so spectacular. And man, footwork. You guys should play with it more. I would suggest if you're a beginner, intermediate, and you're just trying to be like, okay, I want to try what Gabriel's saying, but I don't quite understand how to initiate the process. When you get on the bag, don't do any of this. See how I'm just stationary? I'm stationary, I'm stationary, I'm stationary. We don't want that. We want to be more in motion. I'm always moving around. If I throw a long combo, that's fine, but then I'm gone. And in between, catching those angles, something like that. Obviously, I'm going very light right now, just pattering. I just finished running on the beach, and I got to stretch and all that. But that's the idea, right? I'm not going to ever be a stationary target, and that is one of the main things that I think we saw the difference in these two guys in terms of who got the victory and who didn't. So that was just my take. I wanted to share it with you and just let you know that adding a little bit of motion, not letting your feet go completely flat, could really help you if you're trying to be a more dynamic fighter. That's all for today, guys. Strike Ready, we have a 2-for-1 deal on right now on bundle for all the offense. We can do the assault and the takedown, both of which are going to up your striking skills for just $99. That won't be around for much longer, so if you're interested, there's a link down below to grab it, and I will see you back here very soon.